Yo, guys, I just finished this podcast with my little brother Drew out here on the rooftop with this beautiful view. And I basically just go over how I started fitness and entrepreneurship as well, and the challenges I had to go through to level up to where I'm at right now in both of these aspects, and my little brother's journey as well in both of those things too. So I hope you guys enjoy this podcast video. And we're live. Yeah, I'm here with my little brother Drew. Introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Drew Goff, and I'm a full-time welder as well as an entrepreneur, and I make content on my main page, just keeping up with my fitness and my business goals and all of that. Why do you want to personal train like entrepreneurs and those type of people?
Yeah, 100%. Like, I definitely relate to, like, the grind that entrepreneurs go through, and I feel like with fitness and entrepreneurship, when you don't have those support systems around you, it could be really difficult, and it's like a big personal battle towards yourself, like a big mental battle, because you're just there on your own trying to level up your physique and trying to level up your business without any like real support. So I'm really, trying to give that support system for entrepreneurs in fitness, because I know how hard it is, and I know, all the battles I've had, and these like waves of, these depressing times when my business wasn't getting the growth I wanted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure, maybe you can relate with some stuff like that too.
Yeah, I definitely know that like both of us hold ourselves to like a high standard, like to whatever we do. Like even at work, like if I mess up a weld at work or something, and I have to have somebody like fix it, like I get sad, I feel like shit, like I fucked up something, or like if I whatever I fuck up, like if I wake up and I scroll on my phone, if that's the first thing I do, I just feel like shit the rest, like not the rest of the day, because there's other things I do to block that, but for the first part of my day, it just makes me feel like shit.
It's harder to get the other tasks done too.
Yeah, and it fucks with your confidence too.
Yeah, for sure. Like what I've been doing lately, man, is like it's a little battle I'm working on myself. I've been drinking too much coffee throughout the day, and these times I'd have a coffee, and then 30 minutes later, I'd have a nice 30-minute energy boost, get some good work done, but then 30 minutes later, I'm not doing shit. Like I'm burned out. I get that big coffee crash. So like definitely like spiking your dopamine up and then going to do work afterwards, it just feels so impossible, and the work's not going to turn out good. So yeah, it's all just about getting what you need to get done right away, and then having that little thing at the end of the day you can enjoy. Everyone has to find something like that, and find something you could look forward to like that. I feel like that's really helped me, and I feel like it really helps a lot of my clients too. Give some of my clients extra calories throughout the day on top of their meal plan, for them to have that flexibility and structure so that they can do what they want. I just had to fly to my glasses.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. Why I'm so passionate for coaching entrepreneurs is because when I was bodybuilding, when I turned 16, I really felt like I couldn't work full time and bodybuild at the same time. And I've worked we've talked about it too. How many jobs have I worked?
Yeah, tons.
I was also unemployed half the time as well, because I'd always get this new job, I'd quit this job because I feel my fitness go down. So that's a big reason why, I made it my main mission in life, because I know obviously we need to make money. It's not just about the gains, but I made it my main mission to basically teach others and apply to myself to be the best at fitness I can while being the best in my business. You just started your auto detailing business probably like 4 weeks ago, and he's already making an extra $400 a month. Sorry, extra $400 every weekend from his auto detailing. He gets about 3-4 cars a week when he's not welding. So just as like an entrepreneur, talking to these entrepreneurs here, what was like the biggest drive that made you want to start your business, and know that like you didn't want to weld anymore?
Well, like I always knew ever since I got into welding, like I got good work ethic. I show up to work every day and I give it my all, and I know I know I can do this for the rest of my life. I know I can do what everyone else does and just be like comfortable, and I could work a full-time job for the next 40 years, and I feel like my mental is so good that I'd be happy that way, but I just want more. And because I'm young now, like especially because I'm young, 'cause I'm trying to take these risks. And why I got into detailing was I really like working on cars, and I was looking at being like a mobile mechanic, but there's just so much hoops you have to jump through to like get all your certifications, and I feel like it's I feel like this is my entry into learning how to do business, and it's like I'm just detailing cars. Like I know there's a skill to it, but it's not that crazy hard where it kind of gives me time to work on how to detail and how to work on how to run a business, you know, because detailing's not crazy. Like obviously it takes time and effort, but it's not so crazy difficult that all my mind would be focused on how to detail, not the business. I'm learning how to run a business as well as I'm learning how to detail, and now I'm making my content too.
Learning a lot more stuff with cars too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you're definitely like super physical throughout the day. Like you're Monday to Thursday welding 10, 11 hours a day, and then you're keeping up with your bodybuilding. On top of that, you're building a really solid physique right now and getting shredded, eating very clean as well. A lot of these entrepreneurs are remote, you know, whether they're doing like they're closers, like they're doing sales there, whatever they're doing. However, I do work with a few clients right now who are entrepreneurs, but they do physical labors. Like I have a client right now, he's a plumber. I have a client who's a massage therapist for his own business as well. The plumber has his own business as well. Yeah, what kind of like advice would you give to those people there who are working these very physical jobs and want to keep up with their fitness at the same time?
Well, like I want to touch on both. I want to touch on the remote ones as well, because the biggest advice, like this obviously isn't coming from 100% experience, but kind of just knowledge based. And I feel like people who work remote jobs who don't move, or like office workers who don't like are moving around, I feel like my biggest advice towards them would be like you can't afford to snack. You like if you're not moving, like I don't snack and I don't eat bad food, but I like before I started taking this seriously, I was eating bad food and I was still relatively lean because I'm working 11 hours sweating for 11. Like I'm burnt. I could afford to eat junk and burn it off. I'm not saying that's good.
Yeah, I remember that.
But yeah, I'm not saying that's good at all. That's not the way to live. But as a physical worker, you can kind of afford that. And if you sit in an office chair for 10 hours a day, you can't afford to eat chips. You can't afford to do that. So like my biggest piece of advice for that would be like lock in on your diet. And then for like physical workers, like
what would you say like resets you like throughout at the end of the day, at the end of your shift? What resets you to kind of, you know, you're back on the grind after your shift? You know, what's that middle part when you finish your shift to like reset you for that?
Well, something that I've actually taken from David Goggins is he said that he would have these mental breaks throughout his day, because when you're working, like I honestly work like now that I have my detailing business and my content I make, I'm working pretty much almost every second. Like I only have about like an hour to myself, and that's like including like me eating and watching a YouTube video, you know. But something I've heard David Goggins talk about is having these kind of mental breaks where it's like when I shower, that's my mental break. Like I don't think about anything when I'm in the shower, you know. Like you kind of go away from, like you're not stressing about anything. You're not like
yeah.
And there's these like you can split them up. Like instead of, the best way I can describe it is instead of waiting for the weekend to kind of relax and relieve yourself, just do it every day. Relax and relieve yourself every day, but only for a small period, like 15 minutes, you know? Just like showering, like eating clean too. Like after a clean meal, like I just feel great. And something I do as well that helps me is like before I eat, I like to journal. and it kind of keeps me journaling daily, because before, like when I tried to journal in the past, I would only journal for like a day, then fall off, then journal for a day, then fall off, then journal for like 2 days, and then fall off. But if you kind of set this rule, before I take a bite of that food, I just have to write something, like anything. You can kind of just like reflect on your day and reflect on what you could do better, just like real quick. Like it'd be like literally take like 1 minute before you, like, while your food's in front of you, just write in your journal a little. And yeah, and then to hop back on what we were talking about before about a piece of advice I give to somebody who's working a physical job. Obviously, I feel like the biggest concern for people working like labor jobs and like blue collar jobs is they don't want to get hurt, because like we use our bodies to make our money. Like we use our bodies to feed our families. We use our body, you know.
I've never seen it from that perspective, but that makes sense.
Like
as someone who does physical labor, like
yeah, like if I tear a bicep, like I can't make money. Like what am I gonna do now, you know? So like I feel like you gotta find a spot where you can push yourself to your physical max without injuring yourself. And that comes with a lot of recovery methods too, as I talk about on my Instagram a lot of in my YouTube, as like hitting the sauna, doing stretches, even like mental, like
cold
showers too. Yeah, cold showers.
Yeah,
there's just a bunch of stuff to do for recovery. Cause
I've definitely, like, from like the 25 jobs I've worked from like age 16 to 21, I've definitely worked a few physical jobs, and you're constantly picking stuff up that's like over 30 pounds, and like just constantly so many times each day, and I feel like my lower back, you know, like kind of like, you know, hurting a bit. And like even like the lower, like even with the office jobs too, like their issue is like, you know, they kind of really hunch over and stuff. But like to kind of touch base, I don't really want to, not try to call you out, but a year ago you were eating like junk.
Yeah,
you were eating,
drinking every weekend.
You were eating like a really fat person.
Yeah.
And you were working your physical labor, so like, a lot of that physical labor, you like after the long day of that, you're like, man, I gotta reward myself. I've seen you eating ice cream all the time and stuff.
Yeah.
I've seen you with your
like pizzas, McDonald's,
yeah, Kit Kats and Twizzlers and stuff.
Yeah. I used to,
and you were chubby, right, in the stomach, but you weren't overly fat, because moving around all the time kept you fit. So like basically, like I feel like it's a lot easier than people think if they just do that one simple step to eat clean while they're working their physical job, and they make sure they're eating clean when they get home. That's the result.
Yeah.
This is the result.
Yeah.
If you see his Instagram, if you see him like some of his fitness videos, some shredded abs.
But
he's
like,
pretty lean now, 165, 6 foot.
Yeah. And like one thing I can say that probably really brought my confidence up and made me take this stuff seriously, and something I would tell anybody who was in the position I was in, is like stop joking about it. Like I used to joke about it. I used to call it snack attacks.
I remember that.
I
remember that.
I used to spend $30 at the dollar store on chocolates and candies and laugh and be drunk and be like, oh, this is my snack attack.
I actually remember in your room at Mom's house, I remember like you eating some ice cream, and then I remember you like going like this and stuff. You know?
You're like laughing about it.
Laughing about how like you're fat and stuff, and like, you know, all I gotta say is like I'm just so happy the results now, because a year ago when I seen that, I was like, bomba club.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, this guy's joking about being fat, you know, and like I was a little bit scared. I was like, yo, like I hope he's like doesn't keep going for. I hope it doesn't get extreme.
Yeah.
I was thinking in my head like, yo, like I hope a year later he's not gonna be this fat, out of shape physical labor worker like you see all of them. You know what I'm saying? You know, but you've extended above them, and you're doing a lot better for yourself. You're super lean right now, which I'm super happy. I love to see it. You know, I'm so happy to see it, because
thank you.
I was getting a little scared there when you were like
Yeah.
what were you saying, like snack time or something?
Yeah, snack attack and
snack
stuff,
attacks.
and, like-
you know, it's like, yo, that's like the most beta shit.
Yeah. I was blanking on what I was going to say, but now I got it back in my mind. What I was going to say is like, you don't realize how much time you don't have until you start grinding. But before I was grinding, before I was doing this hustle every day, and before I wasted that whole year of snacking up and being fat, I always told myself, like when I was fat and in that position,
Yeah.
I always told myself like, oh, I'm only 20 years old. I have so much life to change and stuff. Like, oh, like it'll be fine if I do it next year. It'll be fine. But now that I'm on this grind, I'm realizing like people are hungry out here. People are hungry out here for success. And if you keep procrastinating that, like you're just gonna drown, and you're not gonna be like.
I felt that. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
I felt that when I turned 23. Once I turned on my 23rd birthday, I was still growing my fitness business, and you know, I just had a few clients at the time that I was helping. You know, I was ecstatic that I was coaching some clients, but it wasn't paying the bills. I could have got more clients to coach. You know, I could have changed more people's lives, right? And I'm 23, and it's only been for like my online coaching business, I've only, you know, worked with a few people. So that really got me to be like, yeah, also being 23, I'm like, yo, like I want to be the most successful I can in my 20s. I don't want to wait for that pension. Like these people who are like, oh, I'm working this job in 25 years, 30 years, I'm gonna get that fat pension. But it's like, yo, you're gonna be 50 years old, 60 years old, and
Not even.
yeah,
It's 65.
65.
Like, most people,
what
like,
the
get
fuck
their-
are you gonna
like,
do when you're 65, bro? I'm probably gonna die when I'm 70.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna 70 years old. Like, you're gonna have 5 years to enjoy your pension. Well, all these years of working when you're at your healthiest, it's like, nah. So like, I really wanted to have that success. And when I was 23, and I'm like, man, it's already been 3 years into my 20s, and I haven't helped like as many people as I want to help change their physiques. It was tough reality, but it made me, you know, really work hard. Because I feel like a lot of the time, a lot of people can relate with this who are, you know, seeing a lot of success. A lot of the time, success comes after a really low moment, and then you just catapult up there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you probably have moments where you've looked at yourself a year ago while you're eating all those ice cream and having all those freaking snack attacks, where you looked at yourself in the mirror, and you probably had a few moments where you, like, kind of looked at yourself and you were just ashamed.
Yeah.
You're like, yo, like, I'm 20 years old. I should be super healthy right now, and I got a beer gut already.
Yeah, and like,
And now you got shredded abs.
and something I can add.
We'll post a little picture of his abs right here.
And something I can add on top of that is, I can't remember who said it. It was some self-help guy like David Goggins. Or you should never ever be like, oh, you should never say the good old days. Like, there's no such thing as the good old days. Because when I was fat, I was looking back at when I was 16 and I was doing BJJ and boxing, and I was like pretty good shape and stuff. When I was fat, like a year ago, I was looking back and like, oh, those are the good old days. Like, remember I was looking back at old photos and stuff, and I feel like if you bring up the good old days, I feel like you're just failing in life, because like right now is the good day. Like tomorrow's the good days. Like it should never be the good old days.
100%. And like, even when you're on that journey, you're at the bottom of here. Whether it's, you know, you're fat, you're trying to get some abs, you're trying to build muscle. Like, you're just at a very low point where you have like low confidence and are ashamed of yourself. Whether it's you're ashamed of your business or ashamed of your physique, you know, I feel like the easiest way to get like that forward momentum is to enjoy the process and live in the moment. You're on an uphill battle. Yes, you might be on an uphill battle, but really you have to enjoy that process of being on an uphill battle, and like living in the present starts now. So I feel like a lot of people can resonate with this. They feel like after they have achieved that goal, they finally be able to feel present. But really, like, feeling present and doing, like, basically we're doing this right now. We have 2 cameras up here, and we're enjoying what we're doing. We're very present in this conversation, and yeah, I'm having a blast out here recording this. So, like, really enjoying the process of growing your business, enjoying the process of bodybuilding too, because I kid you not, like, if I didn't enjoy the process of working out and, like, you know, just getting all that testosterone out of me in the gym,
I'd be depressed.
I'd be depressed, and I wouldn't be jacked like how I am right now. You know what I'm saying?
I 100% like resonate with that too, and agree with that. Like, the reason I work hard, so like the reason I work throughout so much of my day, like even on all my work breaks, on my 11-hour shift, when I have my 15-minute break, my 30-minute break, I'm editing videos on those. I'm not relaxing. Like when I get home, I get home, I shower, I get home, I work out, then I shower, then I read, then I edit my videos, then I make videos, and I feel like when I'm standing still, that's when I get really depressed, and that's when I don't like life, and I feel like no matter, right now, if I had $0 in the bank or if I had $1 million in the bank, I feel like I'd still be the same, as in like I just want to keep doing it, you know. And for like financial goals, I want to be work optional. I'm never going to retire in my life. I just want to be work optional. I want it to be an option for me to work, but I'm not going to ever stop. I hate it or love it, like the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, you know? It's like, what side of the pendulum do you want to be on? Do you want, like, I feel like right now we're kind of in the middle, but as experience in the last 20 years, that pendulum just keeps like growing wider and wider apart, between like the rich keep getting way richer and the poor keep getting way poorer. So I'm trying to hop on that rich side.
100%.
And if you see that as a negative, if you see rich get richer and poor get poorer as a negative, then you're probably on the poor side.
Yeah. But now that we've caught our wave as well, like I'm making a full-time living doing online coaching, and I love it, and I'm just riding that wave. So are you as well, with your auto detailing business and your full-time welding, and you're kind of like in that transition very soon of doing auto detailing full-time. So like, yeah, like where we are right now, we don't get mad at that statement. But years ago, in my mind, I was like, oh, these rich people are getting richer, these poor people are getting poorer, it's unfair. But it's really not unfair, because the poor people are the people who are procrastinating, you know? Like, because the thing is, I've been there. I've been so broke before. I've been the broke bodybuilder my whole life. My whole life, I was a broke bodybuilder, and I was dieting on a budget. All my money went to food and supplements and rent. Food, supplements, and rent. And my phone bill. Only 4 things I was spending money on, really. And in my mind, I always just was like, man, if I had more money, I could get bigger and stronger. I could get bigger and stronger if I had more money and stuff.
And maybe kind of hating on the ones who do have the money.
Hating on the ones who have the money because I'm jealous, you know? But the thing is, maybe they didn't necessarily have the physique, but they put in the work on the other area of their life. Yeah. That's why I'm so motivated to grow both areas of my life, because I feel like as a man, you need to have both areas of your life, and to have live a long, healthy life too. You need to have both in your life, fitness and your finances together. You gotta dial in on your shit.
I listen to a lot of Dave Ramsey, if you guys know who that is, and he always preaches like never go in debt. He doesn't even have a credit card. Like debt is your biggest enemy. And I'm growing my business. So far, my business has I invested $1,000 of my own money from welding into my business to get my air compressor, to get my shop vac, to get all the detailing gear I need, and I've already paid that back, and now it's profit from here. And I have the money right now. I have the money to go buy a truck and throw a water tank in it, so I'm fully mobile detailing. Like I'm fully mobile. Like I got a generator and everything, but I won't do that because I want my business to get that itself. Like I'm not gonna, like You know, I'm not going to use my welding money to go fund, like, I already put the $1,000 investment. I got that back, and now I'm just going to keep detailing cars until I have enough money to buy a truck with that money. And my Honda Civic works perfect for now, you know, like, I don't need, it's not a need, but it would open the door to more clients and stuff. But I'm not going to be irresponsible and just blow my emergency savings on a truck, you know?
Yeah.
Because then, like, you're kind of setting yourself up to fail a little if something happens. Like, worst case scenario, what if somebody, like, I don't want to think about, that's negative. I don't want to think about the worst case scenario, but I'm just not going to set myself up to a position where I would get super discouraged and upset if something ever happened and I just put $10,000 or $15,000 into my business, you know?
Pretty much ready to wrap it up here.
Yo, one last thing I just want to say, and I'm actually the most positive person ever, and I don't know, like, we might cut this, we might not, but yo, I see online all the time these detailers complaining about breathing in chemicals, about how their back hurts. Yo, try welding for 11 hours a day. Like, detailing is easy after 11-hour shit. I just wanted to say that real quick because I do see it. I see on Instagram sometimes people being like, oh, everyone wants to start a detailing business till it catches up to them in the future. Yo, just like, shut the hell up. Like, like,
yeah.
You don't even know. Like, if you think detailing is a physical labor job, like, obviously you're in some awkward positions sometimes, but then just fucking stretch. Like, and if you're really worried about breathing all those chemicals, like, just wear the fucking COVID mask or something, you know? Like if you're worried about getting on your skin, like, I wear gloves. I'll wear a long sleeve shirt so the chemicals don't get on my skin, you know? Like, on my Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, it's all the same. Drew Gough 22, DREWGOUGH 22. We'll either, like, throw it on the screen or throw it in the description. I'm posting weekly content and daily content of me growing my business, my detailing business, showing you from nothing to what it's going to be in a couple years, hopefully like $1 million business, and how I'm working on my fitness and welding, juggling all those three things. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. Thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah.
That basically wraps up the video. We got the nice rooftop view in the background for the video too. If you guys had any fitness related questions and you are a busy entrepreneur and you want to get fit without it destroying your business, hit me up on Instagram @It'sBigEthan for any questions. Or if you were even more serious about this, you could book a fitness call in the description and we'll just basically go over your biggest struggle, your biggest goal for fitness, and I'll help you with a game plan to achieve those goals. So book that below in the description and we'll look forward to chatting to you guys. Peep this view, by the way. Amazing.